And I am back for part 2 of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Homebrew Esterisle's Cartography Guild. Whew. Uh, God, I need to exercise or something, because good God, getting winded just going up and down a flight of steps is not a good thing. Anyway, let's rejoin the Discord and see if anyone else is back.
You know, I'll get one more life under my belt.
I think he's like 80,
You'll get there.
but he's a half elf, so
Yeah,
Kind
I
of.
mean he'll live to be like older than
right, than a human.
yeah. Like the oldest half elves are probably like 200 or something, if they're like lucky.
And I am back.
Oh,
Yeah, I was kind of trying to put him at the like upper 80% of his life span,
Yeah.
so he might be older. I don't know. He's old. 84. That's the number I wrote down.
I mean, like again, it depends. If you have more human in you or more elf in you, it can vary. Half elves, you know.
Yeah, and you know, being a fire genasi, who knows what that does to your lifespan as well.
Yeah.
He's a mutant.
This fucking mutant ass.
I think my next character, I'm gonna do a Circle of Dreams druid.
Oh God.
that'll get you places. Michael loves dreams.
Look, man. You did
This was my idea. I agree.
I really want to try a full caster at some point. I just don't have the patience for the spell slots and trying to keep in check well I know.
I've definitely thought of an idea for my next character, but we'll have to. Definitely gonna wait a bit.
I got it. You're gonna be a guy who dreams about shit.
No, I'm not.
Again.
I'm not. I promise. I'm not. Like you did it with Scratcher. This is unrelated, but also anyway. I know. I gave you Gordian like 2 sessions, I think, before Avarice ended. So obviously, I'm gonna wait and see how things pan out here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now the big thing, and you can blame me all you want for your dream-related problems. You were the one that, while knowing that your last character had like a dream thing going on, decided to do this big dream thing.
It's more about the past lives thing, you know. The dreams are just one part of it.
Yeah.
You can call them visions. I don't know. You've been making them visions too.
Yeah, I just kind of like.
What if he read a book and the book was about the dream or the previous life?
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do.
That sounds
That's
like
why I'm
a
trying
warlock.
really hard.
That's occurred.
I'm trying to do it more often. I'm keep looking for books about things that I know. Hopefully, this place we're going just has a big library.
You know, the Vathani library of shit Gwydion experienced in past lives. I guess keep that around.
Well, I have a name now. That's something.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 2 ideas for characters floating in my head at the moment. And like no excuse to use either.
I got no new character ideas in my head at the moment.
What? You're not gonna bring
The
Liliana
point-
back?
I mean, if she's coming back, you know, I'll RPS her. But even
As
to the
like-
point where my other campaign that my friend restarted, I had to take Marek 2.0 to make a character because I had no other ideas. Although I must say, the one session we've played so far, before it got temporarily halted due to COVID, on the DM's part and now my part is I like them so much that I actually ordered. Got a $50 gift card for Hero Forge,
Ooh,
and I
nice.
made a bronze MIDI for Merrick.
Ooh.
Nice.
Although in
Bronze.
that campaign he's not Merrick, but still any paladin with
Derek.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I feel like if I got a mini of Q ever, I would
Oh,
have
God.
to do it out of bronze.
Yeah, you kind of would.
Pretty fucky, right? It's no idea what the class would be, but it's a pretty fucky idea.
I mean, there's definitely some shit I could do with that. I mean, you know, depending on like, you know, the extent of it, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, for sure. If for the time being, it's going to be that one sentence.
Right.
Skeleton grenade. No, I'm kidding. I can expand upon it, you know, when this campaign's done.
Yeah. Skeleton grenade.
The skeleton grenade
Oh,
will
we got a
happen one
long
day.
rest, didn't we?
Yeah. You guys woke up the next morning.
That's all I need to hear. 89.
Always good to wake up the next morning.
Yeah,
You
some of
know-
us don't get that option. Some of us have to wait a week because we died.
That's part of waking up.
It's true.
I didn't even get attacked during that fight. I was not targeted at all.
Getting targeted in the next fight.
The dwarf looked more appetizing. I was wearing less metal.
Look, all right.
It's really frustrating trying to play the tank and then like nothing ever tries to attack you.
You would not believe what just happened to me.
I might.
What?
Okay.
Are we ready for D&D?
Did you drop your beet salad on the ground?
I had to poop.
I
Oh.
see.
Good to know.
Do you just feel
So, in a
empty
sense,
inside
yeah.
now?
It was a lot of beats.
Yeah, it was a lot of beats.
So it's just a bunch of beats, man. Anywho, I have y'all heard this game, Dungeons and Dragons?
No, I have not. What's that?
I feel like something
Well, it's
nerds
for-
play.
That's why I
it's
don't
for-
meet girls
it's for
anymore.
Garbage people like us, so I thought it might be a good fit.
Oh.
So, after the night is over, and the sun rises once more, the threat of wyvern riders now over and done with, perhaps for now, you finally get sight of your destination. There, on the eastern coast of the island of Kara, let's move this that way so it makes me happy. The city of Othani, built at the top of a sheer cliff that overlooks the ocean below, also giving a remarkable view of the mountain peaks of southern Sinpera across the sea. Most notably, the city seems to have no cove for which to dock. Instead, as you're coming around to the southern side of the city, you see a large inlet grotto lit by amber glows scattered about the sides of the rock, illuminating statues and various figures carved into the cave walls. You bring the ship into the grotto, alongside many others loading and unloading crates and weigh your anchor at one of the docks, after which an older man approaches with gray skin and white shoulder-length hair that seems to be bellowing in the breeze, despite the cave you find yourself in having no such wind. Holding a stack of papers close to his chest as to prevent them from flying away. Welcome to Vathani. Before you step ashore, I need to ask you a few questions.
Yes, of course. I'm the quartermaster here, so if you have any inquiries about the ship and its contents, I will be happy to provide each and every of those items in a detailed ledger for you.
Yes, thank you. Is this your first time visiting our fair city?
Yes.
I thought as much. Didn't recognize the ship, and couldn't find them on the name on the registry. Are you here for business or for pleasure?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
We are here for pleasure.
Also yes.
We are part of a guild, and we are currently on shore leave, and we decide to spend some time in your beautiful city.
fantastic. Well, I hope that perhaps you can do it both while you're in port. In any case, I need a signature from your captain.
Well, go on then, Mr. Blue Eyes.
I look at Mr. Blue Eyes.
Gwydion woke up this morning like he had an incredibly long and tiring dream. So he's like kind of half paying attention, but he like snaps out of it and steps forward to sign. Paper? Yes. Sorry. Very tired today.
Very
Signed
well. Captain Blue Eyes. If you sign your name here, here, and initial here, I'll be out of your way.
He signs it. Grithon the Evoker.
Very good. Pleasure doing business with you. We'll take good care of your ship while you're here. And he like puts it like you can see like as you're handing him back the page, it's like kind of flapping in the wind, and he like takes it and presses it hard up against the rest of them. Enjoy your stay in Lothani. And he kind of just like glides across and like lands back down on the dock and continues onward.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
Is he being dishonest at all?
Make an insight check.
I hope you waited here.
I mean, he did seem to like skip past a lot of like. There was like this big page with like entire paragraphs. It didn't seem like he was being particularly dishonest. It just seemed that
He was busy.
I mean, it seems that he was intentionally sort of like trying to skip through the process a little bit.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the ass.
I mean,
The
you
day
didn't
of
read
days.
the contract, so at all.
It's the day where Gwydion is too tired to read the fine print.
It probably won't come up later. We'll see.
Oops. You did this on purpose.
So you all walk down the ramp and onto the docks within the grotto around you. The grotto itself is massive, with fresh fish markets and plenty of trade to be had, lit by what you can only now tell is a sort of amber luminescent stone, as well as holes in the cave ceiling that give way to the sky above, preventing it from being uncomfortably dark. You take a closer look at the massive sculptures embedded into the walls of the grotto. Fantastically well crafted, with no sign of where the chisel met the stone. One statue depicts a figure, on the left side, a woman holding a depiction of the sun, on the right side, a man holding twin moons in his hand, and around their head, a crown of stars. Another is an older woman wearing thick gardener's gloves, holding a spade in one hand and some herbs in the other. She's hunched over a bit with this warm, kind smile on her face. Another key figure is a nondescript man at a forge. The hammer and anvil are ornately crafted, and a roaring fire is carved into the stone, leaving the man in silhouette. I mean, I have a feeling you kind of know a little bit about what these are about, but if you wanted to make a religion check, I would have let you.
Sure, Michael. I'll make a religion check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I recognize the other two?
You recognize the one for sure.
Right.
You don't say.
I mean, maybe it's a religion. If it's the same, then I mean,
Well, it wasn't on either case.
I mean, neither of you are particularly religious for other deities aside from, the one that you obviously recognize being a depiction of the Forge. There we have it. Walking past all the stalls to look at the statues, you find you can see some steps leading up higher into what you assume is the city proper. Kind of leads me to kind of my question: how do you guys intend on getting your hands on black powder?
Right, so we're in the city. It's been a bit. We had a break before kind of...
Yeah. So, just to kind of refresh, you guys heard about it in like hushed whispers from various high princes of Kara. They seem to be a little shady about it, not really like... I mean, whenever Heinrich asked about it, he was, chased out of the gala in a 20-foot radius sphere of darkness.
It's probably what you should do
Wasn't
with
chased
Heinrich.
out. I left on my own accord.
And
Very
any
quickly
persuasion.
with guards running after you.
What they were doing was up to them.
That's fine, I guess. Matter of perspective. So I mean,
Yes.
you guys don't know particularly if it's, you know that it's a big deal that they have it. They don't, like, the other high princes are kind of complaining that they're not sharing, and I mean, it seems a little secretive. I mean, we could, I mean, that's pretty much all you know. I mean, it could be as simple as go to a Skuro trading post or whatever, but like, it's up to you guys.
Yeah. Heinrich, you said this flux, this black flux, was special here.
It was here. Yeah, from what I heard, that everybody was so hush hush. So I don't know much.
Oh, I see.
Nobody wanted to talk about it.
That's so interesting. I would think that people would enjoy talking with you. I certainly do.
Aw.
Yeah, but everybody just finds me, what's the word they use? Odd? Strange? So not really a people person. And nobody wants to talk with the creepy spider guy.
Aw.
A single eldritch tear.
You're speaking about yourself, right?
I thought that's what we were talking about.
I wouldn't use any of those words to describe you, but
What words would you describe me with?
Oh boy.
joyous and charismatic.
Spidery.
Spooky!
Charismatic. That's new.
Well,
Danke.
it's mostly those cheeks, and he goes to like kind of pinch them. They're just so cute.
What is happening right now?
Nobody ever pinched my bony cheeks.
The
How did you
weirdest
do that?
bonding moment I've ever seen.
I gotta use your fingers to do.
Right. Well, unpleasantries aside on their behalf, I suppose. Perhaps I saw that they seem to have a respect for the forge here, and if this powder is used in the forge works, then that would probably be best place to start.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't wait to give you the powder.
Do you want me to wait outside so you can pretend it's a surprise?
No, I mean, that is pointless. You already know.
All
But
right.
if it makes you feel better, then surprise when we get it.
All right. I think I see where you're going. Can we ask around to find a forge?
We just passed one.
We passed like religious
Yeah,
temples for the forge.
Yeah, you ask around. Doesn't really. You don't need to roll for this necessarily. If you're specifically looking for a forge and not like a means for like a place to purchase or sell things for or from a forge, it would be it would be deeper in the the grotto, the undercity, underneath all that. So that, I mean, they would directly, basically, is further into the cave structure. I mean, if that's what we're doing.
I mean, I think we're just looking for a forge. Q probably assumes that
Okay.
it's all over the place because it's.
Yeah. Okay. So you take a look around, and first off, just you don't immediately see anyone openly practicing the tenets of the forge or anything. But you kind of get pointed in the direction, just kind of like eastward, like into the cave structure. You can see that it looks like well, I mean, first off, hold on, let me read my notes because I lost that ability for some reason. There are like various places where you can see like large rotating lifts, staircases, carved into the cave walls as you're kind of going along. The detail work of the buildings have more of a flair for the dwarvish. Lots of inorganic geometric shapes, and of course, down here, like you can see, like a lot of like carved in, like just decorative, like gargoyle type statues, like within the cave wall itself. In between the various pieces of this dwarven architecture, you also see that there are a good many natural rock formations that are just left in place almost decoratively, especially at like crossroads. There'd be like perhaps just a still like a pillar of natural formed rock in the center of it. And like up above, you can even see in the sections that let the sunlight in, you can like see vines stretching over top and like trees over there, and just other bits of nature that make the city even underneath very like quite beautiful. As you are going through, you see more of those same glowing amber stones that light up the entire grotto. And as you kind of like get closer to your destination, you can see large metal flumes that like seem to span the top of this like larger cave structure. And you can kind of see from the look like there are bits of like smoke, and you can see like the top of this place is a little like black with soot and like smoke starting to cloud up the top of it, although like a lot of it is like escaping. It's a little bit stuffy in this particular area, and you feel like you've reached about the right place.
With flumes that high, who do you think they get to clean the inside of it? It seems quite a dangerous job.
What is flown?
This metal structure, it seems to be some sort of a chimney, and when you get buildup, it can cause fires. I wonder how many times this place is burned down. It seems haphazardous.
You see one just catch fire in front of your eyes.
Holy shit, that man can predict future. Why did no one tell John of this?
John, I predict in your future there will be lightning and beef.
John can almost smell it now.
It is the title of his autobiography.
Lightning and beef.
Beef lightning.
Beef.
Beef lightning!
John wonders if he can cook entire cow with own lightning. John must try this now.
Right, well, let's just go inside one of these places and find some of this special flux and try foraging with it.
Alright, I mean, you go over to one of the places that a big, like, one of those flumes is connected out of, and you knock on the door. Oh, fuck! I mean, you hear from the inside, and you hear, like, some... I'm coming! And, you know... The door opens up. There's just, like, this... covered in soot is this dwarven man. He has, like, essentially, like, a mohawk, although it's not, like, you know, put up in any way. It's just kind of, like, draped back a bit. It's, like, covered, like, just head to toe, just black with soot. What can I do for you?
Yes, we've traveled quite a way to... What's the city called?
Vothani.
Lithani?
Vothani.
Vothani?
I can move. See.
Vothani. Cool.
Yeah,
We've traveled quite a way to Vothani, and we've heard of a special black flux that the smiths use here. Are you familiar with it?
Black Flux? I haven't heard anything like that myself. Unless you mean all this soot. Perhaps you mean like powdered coal or something?
I was told, Heinrich, you know more about this. Heinrich, tell this man about the black powder that you were talking about.
Yeah, so this powder, black, yes. And from what I gather, it goes possibly a little boom, but I don't know. Again, people were very hush about the details.
You kind of get a glimpse, like his something about his posture kind of changes. I'm afraid I don't really know what you're talking about.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that. Yeah, so from the looks, it seems you don't get the sense that like he has some lying around, like he's intimately familiar, but like something about his posture kind of like he separates himself from you, that recognition of what you were talking about, like this could mean trouble kind of a situation.
Why the sudden shift in posture?
I mean, you don't. It was Sen that found it.
Yeah,
You didn't see shit. You rolled a 10.
All right, shit.
Didn't see
Backtrack.
shit,
Never mind.
nerd.
Can't get a better insight.
You were looking at your tentacles.
Don't diss the tentacles.
Oh, that's unfortunate, Heinrich. I was hopeful it was more common than this, but that might lead towards a good adventurer to find who has it. I'm curious about the flux, and I turn to the dwarven man. Do you know if it's a take on borax and iron, or are they using perhaps maybe something darker than iron?
I already
like-
told you. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, look, if you're looking for anything in particular, your best chance you're going to find is Oscuro Trading Post up top side. You'd find a couple dozen of them up there. They do own the city, after all. Hard pressed not to find whatever you're looking for in there.
I'm curious now. I was so certain that it was something for smithing. Are there any other more talented smiths in the neighborhood that we should speak with?
That's Hero. That's rude.
No, I'm afraid not.
Can I see any of his wares inside?
Make a perception check.
Like a pair of galoshes.
I mean, you can kind of see in there a little bit. Having dark vision helps. It seems like he has a pretty decent forge in there. Just like looking, like you can kind of like behind him, and like the door is like just barely open past him, and you can see like a relatively well crafted, at least corner. The front right corner of a pretty nice looking forge. Flickering firelight, kind of like lighting up what looks to be like a rack, just a rack of pretty nice looking swords and hammers and stuff.
Perhaps talented wasn't the word I was looking for. Perhaps it was more experimental.
Look, I don't want no trouble. I can't really talk about that stuff.
Who's talking?
Just you want to deal with the Oscuros.
Did you say the Elder Scrolls?
Can you write that down?
The Oscuros, they are the ruling family of this particular.
Wait, I don't want to push my luck with you, but if the reason you're uncomfortable speaking is because you have a business that needs to run and you need coin, we can certainly apply that towards your advantage.
Did you just nonchalantly offer this man a bribe?
You probably didn't even realize that.
Roll a charisma check. Roll a persuasion check.
Can I assist him by pulling out
Absolutely
a couple
not.
coins and just... Okay.
No. You didn't need it.
Look, I can't really be talking about that. It's not so much a matter of business as much as it's it's look, what you're talking about is only a rumor. The only reason I heard it is because our family been working the mines here. I don't really know much about it, but the Skrull family's been keeping it pretty quiet.
Well, that certainly sounds intriguing. I'm looking for ways to advance my craft, and if it's a special flux of some sort, I'm certain of it, then I could really...
Like I said, best chance you got to talk to the Oscuros either through trading post or, what have you. I mean, unless you're a little shadier than you seem.
Kind of look at the group.
Joan is dwarf.
I see that.
I'm just a musician, and I pull out my hurdy-gurdy.
Right. I'm gonna close the door now.
Okay.
And he just like looks at you and just shuts it, and you hear like
Every latch available, just closing.
yeah, like you know, you saw it a little bit whenever it was open. There's like, well, actually no, because it opened in, so you wouldn't have been able to see it. But there was like a lot of holes on the opposite side that could be latched.
Can I do can I see if anyone saw that conversation? Like, is anyone looking at us in the crowd?
Make an investigation or make a perception check. I mean, you take a look around. Doesn't really seem like anyone really paid too much attention to you. There's a lot of sound going on, a lot of like hammering sounds that kind of echo throughout this particular cavern. So it's a little bit harder to overhear things, and it's not particularly uncommon for people to go up to smiths, you know.
Okay.
So no one seems to pay too much mind.
So far it sounds like it is mine workers who would know the most about this.
The Smiths seem to think we need to go to the Oscuro trading post.
That could be a good place to start, but also if we find some sort of tavern that the miners frequent, possibly help lubricate the room, we could see if we could find any information out.
What did slathering
don't
lard in a room do?
Also, that reminds me something. 1 second. Michael, I'm going to cast Sendane, and I'm going to talk to my friend Speaks.
Okay, what do you say?
Speaks, you are in danger.
Oh, you just
A
remembered
guild
this.
of Githyanki and vampires are after you. Get out of town.
A moment later. Hey, how do you hear about that? Hey, look, don't worry about me, okay? I got friends in high places.
Oh, he's dead. We're never seeing him again.
Okay.
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't spend some time at a tavern. I think I've never been to a tavern, and looks at map again because constantly forgets name. Bothera.
You know what? Sure. Let's just add this to the canon.
The seafood this time of year is supposed to be delightful on the side of the island.
Wait.
It is winter.
Wait, so you sail all across ocean, visit many ports, never once drink in other tavern other than one in guild?
Yes.
No, we went to a different one the other day.
Did we?
Did we?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just
Said
didn't have any.
alright.
We didn't have any dialogue. We just like did it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why I don't remember it.
It was a flavor drink.
Basically, tasted like wheat.
Ah.
It always does. Guildhall is the good shit, man.
Perhaps while we're there, Gwydion, I know it's not really your thing, but maybe you and I can work on some scroll work together while the rest enjoy themselves.
You talk to him, but he kind of like, it seems like he doesn't hear you.
But if you're not into it, that's totally fine as well.
Sorry. I need to find a library in this town. Were you saying something?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go look for one now.
Okay.
And I'll meet up with you. I'll meet up with you later tonight. Sen, you can. Sorry. Leora? No. You can message me. When you need me. Gaddy will just kind of like walk off.
Okay. We can do this through DMs. It'll probably go.
Well, Leora, I suppose you're the one who would know the way best here.
What's that supposed to mean?
You enjoy life to the fullest.
By drinking a lot.
I don't even drink that much.
You always have since you were a little girl. We'll follow you.
What? Okay.
Jordan is
Literally
very
just
confused. What
lost.
is happening?
Jordan, do you know? Can you smell a tavern nearby?
Is that joke or racism?
It's a personality quirk.
No, that's alcoholism. It's a very big problem. And yes, I do have problem. Anyway, let me find tavern if I see it. And then I immediately grab the nearest guy walking past. Hey, you, where's tavern?
Oh, yeah, it's like you turn your head and like just like not like 3 blocks down, you can see like a better lit building that is very clearly a tavern.
Okay, thank you. Tavern that way. And I immediately just start walking in that direction.
To the tavern.
Yeah, probably. That's how I picked him out of the crowd. He just smelled like a drunk.
I mean, they're dwarves. So you walk your way into the tavern. It's a cozy little place, mostly made of stone tables, stone seats, stone chairs, stone mugs. It's kind of, it's one of those places. If we're gonna be taking a look around, like if you're gonna be like asking some questions, can you make me let's say an investigation charisma check.
Who the hell would even be good at that?
That's funny.
Who would be good at that?
Charisma, what?
An investigation charisma check. So basically an investigation check, but with your charisma. Ergo, if you're charismatic and you have proficiency in investigation, yeah.
+4 to that.
Or Heinrich could just be Heinrich.
Yeah, okay. So you ask around and you get the same kind of feel from everyone you ask. Like a couple of them just have no idea what you're talking about. The ones that do seem to be like, like the ones that seem to know what you're talking about seem just as much of like a please stop talking to me kind of a situation. Can you roll me a D100?
Ooh, that's rough.
It's either good or bad. I don't know.
Like every roll.
Like every roll. It's either good or bad, but I can't tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very strange. People don't want to talk about this for some reason. It's like taboo. It's like mysterious cave that village leader used to always go in at least 3 times in a day. We're not allowed to go in there. Smells funny.
So okay, yeah. So you one guy like kind of like walks up to you and like taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, you might not want to talk so loud about all that. Follow me." And he like kind of walks out the tavern. I mean, he's a rather tanned man, almost like leathery skin, wearing some kind of like bandana around his head, like a light open jacket and like loose fitting trousers that cover down about halfway down his shins.
Seems very trustworthy. We should follow. Worst case scenario, he tries to mug us, in which case I break his legs, and I still have good time. I merely walk after the man.
I follow.
Please let it be a mugging. I would kill for another mugging like our last one. Only without the bullshit shenanigans of level 1 rogues fucking the ranger and the rogue of the party.
Or I think I just assume we're all following.
Okay, yeah. He takes you to a small stall, mostly just kind of a wooden, like, little thing, a blanket stretched out that he kind of, like, sits on, like, just the meat, like, falls over. A few chests kind of line the wall behind him. Here you're looking for the, black powder, eh? Well, you might be in luck. I know a place just got their hands on some. Still, don't know quite what it is myself, but they'll sell it to you all the same. Ever hear of a place south of here called Free Harbor?
Have I heard of a place called Free Harbor?
Have you heard of a place called Free Harbor?
Make me a history check.
What are these average rolls?
Wow, dude. Wow, Heinrich.
Woo! I found my first spider there.
Obviously.
You mean there were ones before Hans?
Yeah.
All spiders only
Hans is
live
just
like a week.
The latest in a long line of Hanses.
I thought he was your first only in forever.
He's been here the longest.
I feel like we're getting messaged.
That one is.
Don't worry about it. So, yeah, you have heard. I don't know how you heard of it, Heinrich, but it looks like you fucking did. Because 21 was the DC for that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so Free Harbor is essentially an outlaw settlement of various, I mean, you know, this is call them what they are. Pirates come together and do pirate shit collectively.
It's those kind of people.
It is a place full of contraband and illegalities, and it's Moss Eisley, the port, the seaport.
So you're saying that we have to go to a black market to search for black flakes? Strange. Also, yay, pirates!
I'm honestly surprised you heard of it. In any case, folks down there tell me they've got their hands on this sort of stuff, and I can tell you how to get there for the right price. Then all you'd have to do is tell them Marty sent you.
Calamari?
Well, Armani, what is the price?
Marty.
Marty. Like
Marty.
Marty McFly? Okay.
My name's Marty.
Hey, Marty! Also, no one can insight check this fuck? I'll insight check this fuck.
Yeah, do it.
Q does not have a button like that on a sheet.
Is this asshole on the level?
Is that actually possible to remove insight from my character sheet?
I mean,
Why do you want this?
I think so.
He mentioned pirates, basically, and Bjorn has... Well, Bjorn was actually a member of a raiding party.
You get the feeling that, I mean, he's being honest. Yeah, I mean, he's shady. Don't get me wrong. You know he's shady. You'll take one look at him and go, Can't trust this guy.
Well, my second
but-
thought with dealing with him was going to be break his leg, so yeah, shady.
Right. So, but like listening to what he's saying, you get the idea that he's not lying to you. Although it does seem like he is essentially like looking to make a quick buck out of this. But it's otherwise being truthful.
Okay. Jordan is happy. And this man gets to keep his legs unbroken.
Awesome. So 100 gold for the location. Can't say as much as what your buying cost is.
Right, so you're asking 100 gold from us to reveal the location of the port to the south.
Well, I'm not just handing out maps across the city. Consider it a one-time fee for access to a private trading market that ignores what's strictly legal.
And does this port have a harbor?
In a sense. You could call it that. They do call it that, Free Harbor.
It's in a cave, isn't it?
No.
I just smile widely at him.
I'm not even checking that.
I just slowly start tapping. Dior knows these things.
Right, since Jordan, you already know the location of this place, then
Oh, he doesn't know the location.
No, Dion doesn't know the location. Dion just knows it's in cave with the way he was speaking. Is what the tribe used to do when we need to hide fat sacks of loot. We just simply buried it inside cave. It was great until Tag came in. Then all loot was gone, so we stopped doing cave.
Jordan, you have lots of interesting stories. We should talk about why they're only about you, though. Another time.
Oh, it's because Jordan is only a survivor. It was that other day Jordan found out he actually probably could not drown.
Marty,
Jordan was still in
would
cave.
you like to join us for some of Jordan's stories? There's likely gold in it for you. Jordan, would you tell us everything?
Oh, you wish to hear everything? Okay, Jordan will tell you from earliest memory when he was wee babe, and first discovered that stubbing toe is great pain, and that hitting funny bone is other great pain that is not actually pain. It's like telling brain that lightning surges. I'm just gonna keep going.
Can we cut forward 33 minutes from now?
33 minutes? That's being generous.
Like, a half hour, 2.5 hours later, you're still sitting there. Look, we making this deal or not?
I'm giving the 100 gold.
Fantastic.
I was trying to make him lose the negotiation.
You're gonna make him lose patience and probably cost us the deal. And you gave Jordan an excuse to start talking, which you shouldn't do. He'll just take any excuse to.
Fine.
Heinrich, that's quite generous of you, asking price and everything.
Yeah?
I mean, it's good information. Who knows how many caves are actually in Cliffside? Could be several. Could be many. Could have strange things in them. Or strange people. Or strange things being done to strange people. You do not want to know these stories.
Well, Marty,
It's strange.
Yeah. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Free Harbor's directly south of Renwood. If you got a decent ship, you can get there within 2 days. You'll know it when you see it.
I feel like that's 100 gold well spent, Heinrich.
Yeah, I agree. So would either him telling us or me from my role, would we know like any what's the word? Not precautions, like customs to coming into this illegal port?
Absolutely not. You have not heard of it prior.
And he wouldn't tell us.
It doesn't seem like it.
There are notes of raiding, not pirate code, sadly, so he'd be useless for this too.
Marty, is there anything else we need to know regarding when we get to the destination?
Just they'll direct you when you get there. It's not very I think you're thinking it's a bit more fancy than it is. Just tell them Marty sent you. It'll be alright. Probably.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Should do.
Great. Well, thank you, Barty, for all of your help, and we'll be sure to tell them that you sent us.
Yeah. Right. He's just like, I mean, I like this new character trait you've developed for yourself, mind you. It does throw him off. And by him, I mean me. Right. So, if it's now that you know, if probably better if you elsewhere, you know. Don't want people watching.
Yeah.
Don't want the guard.
Q leans in. Are you up to something nefarious?
No, Q. No.
I mean,
Diorn's just gonna grab Q by the belt at that point and just start pulling him back. It's like, it's okay, friend is just very adamant and not very bright when it comes to such dealings. It's okay. Diorn knows all these things, yes. And of course, if we survive or something goes horribly wrong, Marty, we find you. And we thank you.
Good luck with that.
I just give him a sly little wink and I start tugging fucking poor Q along.
The fuck was with those guys?
I really want to polymorph him.
Why?
That's funny. So
I'm not gonna lie, if Talon was here, like, just to be a prick, I would cast Hunter's Mark at the highest level. Just to see if I could fucking keep tracking him. Sadly, there's no version of Hunter's Mark that can last that long for 2 days of travel.
I would say if you could somehow get it with like a 9th level spell, I'll get you.
Fuck,
But-
if I could. Ooh. That said,
if
scrying.
you'd like, I could get the money back from him.
Nah, he's okay. He's okay.
Who
He'll be
here
fine.
scries?
We will find out how good Marty is when we get there and announce his name to Pirate Port. Give you a hint, we know very quickly whether or not he was well known or well known. Ugh. Pirates. Always fun. Many broken legs. Many broken tables. Oh, we should probably go get Captain.
Where are you gonna get off to, anyways?
I don't know, he mentioned library. I don't even know what library is. What is library? Is that other name for tavern?
It's a repository of books, Jorn.
What's a repository?
Instead of getting drunk on alcohol, you get drunk on words, on pages. Slapped
Drunk
inside
on
of
nerd
leather.
shit.
That sounds very boring.
It makes your head spin if you look at it long enough.
So does alcohol if you drink enough.
They're shown to be the same.
But this is free.
For some reason, John doubts that. Nothing good is free.
By now, it's been probably an hour and a half or so. I mean, it's easy enough to find a library. They are mostly up on the surface. For the sake of brevity, I would say at this point now, venturing on sunset, give or take, you're able to kind of like find Goody in there, just kind of like looking through some books. One of them, a particularly old tome that you guys, most of you recognize from the Isle of Glass. But otherwise, just him reading, taking notes, studying.
Oh god, it's a Pirates of the Caribbean makeshift of a bunch of wrecked ships. I get it now. Oh fuck.
Redacted.
I told you it
Oh.
wasn't in a cave. I don't know what you mean.
Right, and Jorn, when you make these lines on pieces of paper, they produce words like what we're speaking, but for your eyes.
But why would you put words on paper instead of just speak words?
They last longer that way.
Then it is very good story to tell? Yes?
Actually, this place here, all of these pieces of paper have stories on them from other people.
A shame Jorn cannot read.
That is a shame. Let's go find something exciting to read, and looking for like adventure fiction or something.
Yeah, but say as he walks away, I just sigh, wishing to God that lie worked.
I can tell you a story if you would like to hear one.
Oh look, we find Captain! Captain, we have fantastic news. We are going to harbor that is free.
Well, if it's free, it has to be good, right?
That's how it works.
Maybe full of pirates.
Well, that's where the thing that you're looking for is. This powder.
Don't hope so. We paid Manhunter gold to say his name was Mater when we get there.
All right. After that, I might have something we can do.
Please say
Jorn,
this
I
is
think
not
his
reading.
name was Barty. Barty.
I just know that depending on how people react when we say it, will depend on how many times I break leg. His leg. Both of them. John is very tenacious. John will find Marty. Though he seemed up
So
and
are
up.
we? Are we done at this in the city then?
Basically. Supposedly you can.
Alright, I didn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, supposedly we can find the black flakes or whatever Red Man is looking for at Free Harbor.
Alright. I didn't find much here. Everything I needed was in this book that I found in the Isle of Glass, so I guess I'm fine for now.
So, coming to, I just air quote, book repository was pointless?
I guess so, but it was worth a shot. There's other places I can think to go. Doesn't matter right now. Leora, can you do me a favor? Can you message General Du Bois and ask her if she's heard of anyone called, sorry, the name, Grethon the Evoker?
Hey,
Refund. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there anything else you'd like to say? I can say a few more things.
No, I'd like to keep it brief.
Okay. I'm going to cast Sending to General Du Bois.
Yep.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Let her know that I'm asking, in case that helps.
This is Gwydion's friend Leora. He was wondering if you have heard of anyone named Grethon the Evoker.
You should know. Casting this spell, I do know who you are. That is part of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being polite, but whatever.
I haven't heard before. I'll do research.
Oh,
Nailed,
so nice.
nailed it.
Nice.
I'm going to
Amazing.
cast. I'm going to cast message to
I
Gwydion.
spent too long yelling.
She said she doesn't know, but she's going to look into it. You can reply to this message.
I say out loud. Oh, lovely. Well, when we're done at Free Harbor, assuming we don't have anything else to do, because we're not technically employed by the guild anymore, I have something that could serve as our next destination. He'll, like, open up the book he found on the aisle. It's like a big atlas. You see, like, a map of a bunch of stuff. He points to an island. Here. This desert island called N.
It is on a continent.
A continent. A continent will point to a place called N.
Absolute
might be worth
miles
visiting.
away.
Very
And
far away, but
Months of
you
travel.
know, we have the funds. We could try making the journey. Yep. EN.
Is nobody else freaking out about N?
N?
I mean, I am. But
Am I the only one who remembers? All
The
right.
Yes.
desert of N, yes, I'm
Hi,
aware.
I'm Jordan the Dwarf. I'm new here.
Tyler the human has forgotten.
It's been like 6 months since we talked about N.
Lucian, the character, does not know about N.
No one does, in fact, except for the book. It was the desert city that you got. It was in Avarice.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
where-
that place. Okay, yeah.
It's where Boots
where I-
pretended to be Q, essentially. And
Yeah, that's why
Come
you're
back.
the one who knows about it.
Yeah,
That's where
where I
Scratches
got the
met his
sand.
master's master.
Yeah.
it's where Scratches met his master's old friend who wasn't a
Yeah.
master, but you never followed
Okay.
up on that. So
Didn't we have like a
sorry.
huge fight in
Well,
N as well?
Where didn't
There
we
was
have a
big
huge
fight.
fight?
Where didn't we have a huge fight?
yeah, I kind of do that to you guys.
The only place we didn't have a huge fight was the fucking Hermitage.
Anyways, it's a very far away, but
I mean, Talon kind of did with your
I-
mom.
I think
Nope.
we have to go there eventually.
What's quite far away, Gwydion? Where did you say this is? I don't recognize this island.
It's very far to the west. So it's charted, technically.
To the west.
Oh, it's charted because we have this bat list.
Aren't those all uncivilized people out west?
Yeah.
I just slowly turned my
Ooh.
head and
As
said,
far as
"Beg
any
pardon?"
of you know, as far as any of you know, there is no out west.
Well,
No one has sailed west and come back.
Oh,
well,
So
maybe
either
when we
it's
have
like
another ship.
Faller over there, or it's fucked.
Well, maybe when we have a
Yeah.
better ship or
They
a means
would've
of
cast
teleportation.
They would have cast sending and been like, "Yo, it's insane. You gotta come here."
No, they're all too high on med.
That has not happened.
don't you all
Let me
know
tell you.
West is where world ends?
Maybe when we have a means of teleportation, we can get there.
They probably
I'm-
don't even wear shoes out there.
Gwydion, what has you interested in this end?
Oh, I died here.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
could you
what?
repeat that?
One of me died here. He seemed to really want to be there. But he didn't quite make his destination. But he had a purpose for going there. And I suppose I do too.
He does some like hand motions around his chest. Is Gwydion undead?
Yep.
No.
That name I mentioned, Grethon, I learned that name last night. That was one of me before I talked about this. And he went to N, and he died there. So I need to figure out why he went there. He went there alone, so I prefer to bring people with me this time.
Why did he die there?
Oh, he fought a dragon.
Oh.
Killed
Well,
it.
it makes sense why he died.
He killed it, but his wounds were fatal, and he didn't make it much farther. Killed it by himself, nonetheless. It was quite impressive.
Oh.
Holy shit, he died like true warrior. Why am I surrounded by such beaches?
I suppose so. It's not really my type of magic, but maybe one day I'll be on that level, where I can do whatever it was he was doing. He conjured some kind of giant ball of flame, not like I do, much larger, that rained fire down. It was all very elaborate, and I'm not sure how he did it, but maybe I'll learn one day. I'll learn if we go there, hopefully.
Ah, come on, we just need to find the right Elder Scroll, have a dragon channel its power into it so you can learn Dragon Rend. It's that simple.
Exactly. It might not be feasible by ship, I'm aware, but we have to try that, or since I've seen it, technically, I can teleport when I learn how to do that. But I guess it's on the list. For now, we have to go to Free Harbor, something much more feasible.
If we were to chart it, Gwydion, I'm sure Cassius would be quite interested.
Indeed.
You are still technically under contract that any map you make legally can only be sold to the guild. So, I'm sure he would be pretty stoked.
Yep. So we just need some kind of better ship or teleportation. Whichever comes first. Because it's west, and the west is the bad.
West is, I mean, the east is pretty fucked too, from what you've seen. But who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
so, is it the kind? Have people like tested how far they can go and come back, or has it been people just like we are going west? Like
people have been known to go like maybe like 300 miles west of Maryland. Any further than that, no one.
Okay, thank you.
No one returns. No sign of them. People have tried scrying, hasn't worked. People have tried sending, didn't work. It seems that anybody who goes past a certain point, west of Maryland,
I see.
dies. Like they get killed.
Where the map is.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's why I did that.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even Jordan has at least 3 stories about 3 different voyages that attempted to sail west, and one was in his lifetime. None of them came back.
Nah, like people do not come back from west.
West is dead.
West is
First
where the
time
world
for everything.
ends.
Well, we'll figure out later. Maybe if we go... Wait. Nope, don't know. I don't know if Round Earth exists, so I don't... It's like, if we go far enough east, but maybe we still think it's flat in this day and age.
I mean, eventually East ends too. We just haven't found it
You
yet.
guys know that
But also, this planet's the size of Jupiter, so fuck that.
Yeah, there's that.
Like,
it's round. It's big.
we could... I don't think we could do that.
Just go. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
The terrain generation gets real fucky if we go past a certain point. I thought about it.
I have an idea of what's also east, and there's no escape for you. No matter which way you go, there's shit to deal with. That's your player characters. What do you want?
I check my quest log. It says go to end. What's the recommended level that it says for that quest?
Like
43.
17.
Endgame.
Wait, let me double check. No, I don't recommend doing it right now, but I'm not going to stop you.
I want to do it.
I
want to do it when I have teleportation. Maybe I'll do it when I have teleportation in an 8th level slot to cast it a second time. Just in case.
Fair.
That might be a good idea. In any case, if the plan is to go to Free Harbor, we can do that if that's what we want.
Yes.
Of course.
Q's still a little focused.
Gwydion, how many people have you been?
Starts He's counting on his finger. 7? Not counting me.
That's
So 8.
unusual.
I think you have memories of 8 other than you.
8, 7, 7 or 8? Yes, 7 or 8. Then there's me. Number 9.
How long have you been other people?
Started when I was like 12. I talked about this at dinner with Delrin. Started when I was 12. Started going to school. And as I get older, it just gets more frequent and longer and more potent. Like I can feel it. Because last night, I think I lived about 40 years before I woke up. And it wasn't pleasant, most of it.
The hell did you do to piss off Ferryman so bad he rejects you? Just sends you back.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I like to think it's hard to piss off Death. Apparently I'm wrong. There's 2 of you in this group that have done it.
Oops.
You could say I'm quite old now, just by proxy, after last night. I died. I felt myself die.
Those 40 years were lucid then. You remember them all.
It was out of order at first, but then through a series of flashbacks, I have about as much of a collective memory as I can, minus what a person might typically forget throughout the course of their lives. I'm 19, but I don't remember all 19 years of my life, but I know that I've lived that long. Just the major bits.
This is 3rd time John has been on ship with Crazy Captain. It's becoming habit.
Certainly not any less crazy as the days go by.
Well, John loves it. Best adventures are with Crazy Captains. So let's go! On to Crazy Adventure!
It's a free harbor.
Free Harbor, yes.
All right. Following the directions given to you, you set out from Vothani around the island to the southernmost city of Renwood, and further south still. If all goes to plan, you arrive around this time tomorrow on the 14th, for those of you keeping track. So you've got some time to do things on the boat, if anything comes to mind. Is anyone keeping watch tonight and tomorrow morning?
Nope, not me.
You said we arrive at Free Harbor on the 14th?
Yeah, you would be arriving on the 14th.
Sweet.
Sure, Michael. I'll keep a watch. Why not?
Just a perception check for me, if you don't mind.
I just
Not
assume we
keeping
have
watch, but
that shit.
Gwydion spending some time with
21.
Q.
You're just keeping watch, probably like as the sun's coming up, and like beneath the ocean waves, you see figures swimming around, gray and white, in the cerulean waters around them. Luckily, the water is relatively clear, and upon further inspection, you see that there's something like a dozen or so sharks swimming beneath.
Oh.
They don't
Cute.
seem openly hostile, just kind of minding their own business. Sailing, like, kind of swimming in the same direction as you. I don't recommend swimming presently.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
The rest of the day passes. as is the night that comes after. And now on the afternoon, on the 14th, you finally catch first sight of your destination. Out in the distance, you see what looks at first to just be a cluster of ships gathered around each other. But as you get closer, you notice that all the ships have weighed anchor, and wooden platforms have been nailed in to connect them into its own makeshift port of sorts. In the center, specifically, you see a larger ship. Actually, I think Q would recognize it. The make of it being a Marish Imperial Warship, back from your time in service. But it's been heavily modified with bits and pieces, turning it into a relative palace in the midst of these ships around it. You notice as you look upon your destination that there are a few people looking toward you. One with a spyglass to get a better view. He seems to bark some orders, and soon a cluster of folk, weapons at their side, have gathered around. One of the men shouts, booming beyond what you'd thought possible, toward you. Don't care, move along!
Yeah, I mean,
you bring the ship to port, for what it is, and a few of those clusters around get some planks and start connecting your ship with the rest of them. A few of them come up, weapons not quite out, but you can tell that they're like brandishing them as to intimidate. Nay. You lot seem to be an unusual sorts around these parts. You lost?
Depends, is this Free Harbor?
Aye, this is Free Harbor.
Oh good, then we are not lost. We are right where we mean to be.
Ah, then you're looking to trade then, eh?
Aye, that's we are. You're looking for a black powder of sorts for my red friend here. Marty sent us. I say that as I lightly just kind of start drawing my fingers around my warhammer, expecting both the best and the worst.
Fuck Marty. All's good. Needn't fret too much. I ain't much to judge after all, yeah? But you should know, before we just let anybody come in and do business, they gotta speak to the harbor master.
Okay. I just shrug my shoulders, take my hand off my warhammer. Monty gets to keep both legs unbroken. Kinda sad. Oh well.
Fantastic. Alright, well, better follow along tight, you know? The man takes you from your ship and leads you around Free Harbor. You get a better idea as you're walking through about what's kind of going on in the area. The standard person you see around is what you could probably just call a pirate. Dressed in easy-to-move clothing, loosely adhering to hygiene standards. Ships along the outside look to be docked, but it's harder to tell where those docks end and when the settlement begins. Although it's pretty safe to say that the ones that are locked on all sides are likely not going anywhere. As you get closer to the interior of the ships, you see at least one is a full-on party boat kind of deal. Basically, it's the whole ass tavern with sails, although technically the sails have long since been lowered. That ship in particular has plenty of our aggressive tradesfolk with ladies on their shoulders ready to spend some freshly gotten gold. Aside from the tavern ship, you also see plenty of ships with people up looking to trade their goods, whether they be stolen, and because of the location, they don't have to be fenced by someone specific, or just illegal substances, be they drugs or other sorts of contraband. If it's illegal somewhere and you want it, there's a good chance that you can get it here, if you have the coin. Eventually, you guys reach the central, heavily modified Imperial Warship and hop aboard. One of the modifications to this ship, in particular, is what looks to be an entire bow of another ship having been placed at the stern of this one, up at a 90-degree angle, making it the most building-like structure, in a way, in all of Free Harbor. There, where the hatch down to what you would be the cargo hold of this sky-facing bow is instead a large set of rather ornate-looking doors for where you guys are at least. The man escorting you turns towards you when you reach the door. No. Whatever you do, don't piss him off, aye?
I would never dream of it.
Gideon gives him a nod. Captain's honor.
Right, he nods slightly, lets out a sigh, and opens the door, revealing a long chamber behind it. The chamber itself is dimly lit by candles along the back wall and adorned with nets and ropes up above that give it a very heavy, almost oppressive feel. At the end of the chamber, a makeshift throne of driftwood and what looks to be humanoid skulls. There, atop his throne, a man with not quite shoulder-length hair, a trimmed goatee with a pronounced and upturned mustache. He wears some kind of armor beneath his long, tattered, and sun-faded red captain's coat, upon which are pinned various medals that Q recognized as the insignia for the rank of captain in the Marish Navy, as well as various other military decorations. Atop his head, he wears a captain's hat that would cover his face in shadow in this light if it weren't for the bright golden glow coming from his eyes, giving him an ominous glare that pierces through the room. So, you're the new arrivals of whom my people have been speaking. He glares at each of you, almost trying to break you into pieces and inspect the smallest parts of who you are.
Let me present Captain Gwydion Blue Eyes.
Normally when ships like yours get here, we assume they've either been stolen or they're looking to us, looking to sell us out to the various authorities. So tell me, why are you here?
Well, I'm just following the whims of my crew. I believe they're interested in some fair trade, since it seems that the city, as we were directed, as we were told, has something that they want, that we want. Perhaps we can give you something you want in exchange.
In my line of work, it is quite important to keep track of flags and sails. I recognize yours as those of the Cartography Guild. The one group of people I would have believed to have stumbled upon us by accident. Did you say you're here for trade?
Yes.
What is it you're looking for?
Take it away, quartermaster.
Yes, I've been led to believe that there's a sort of powder in dark color, black, that's traded on this island, and I'm curious of its uses and would like to obtain some, please.
Well, that's a recent commodity. You'll forgive me for being suspicious. Well, you're aware that most things you'll find here are illegal in all the islands. Yes?
Yes.
Then you are aware of why we are so careful with whom we let weigh anchor at our establishment. So the question you must answer for me is why I should trust you.
Do I know this man?
I was wondering when you were going to ask that.
Roll a history check.
Hey, miss, is that you?
You've heard stories of a naval captain that went AWOL, basically, and became a pirate. Highly decorated, very, strategic. Like, he was a big deal within the Empire. What would be seen as giving up any sense of honor he had in exchange for wealth. But looking at him here, you get the sense that, there's a little bit of that same sort of energy off of him.
Do we get his name?
He was referred to as the Harbor Master. I'm sorry, I'm looking it up because I just have him written everywhere as Harbor Master.
Right.
And I only address him by name literally once in my entire notes.
Yeah, that's
If his title is just the Harbor Master.
yeah, I would use the title.
It's just the Harbor Master.
Right.
Harbor Master.
Go ahead, Nathan.
Oh. No, you can speak. You're good.
Honestly, this is more sense department, I would think.
Harbor Master, are you familiar with the tenets of the Forge?
Okay.
Oh, by my various gods.
I've heard of them, yes.
Well, if you craft a blade, you see, and it's of inferior quality, there's not much hiding that.
Your point?
We're here for honest, hard work.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, thank God.
Bam.
It's like 1 out of the 3 skills I have.
It's like you're a paladin or
Drew's
something.
not good at a lot of things, but the few things he's good at, he's really good at.
Those
Targeted.
that golden light just stares into your eyes, almost like just looking into your soul and just trying to get a read on you. Very well. I trust you for now. I'm afraid we're looking for the black powder. However, you come here for nothing.
Eh, shit.
I have a shipment, yes. But I'm keeping it under lockdown for the time being.
Any particular reason why?
I was waiting for someone to be done to ask the question.
I've believed for some time that we had agents in our midst, sending information to other factions in the Isles. Until this saboteur's head lies at my feet, the black powder remains under lock and key.
Oh, so you've named the price then?
Like, a bit of a smile just appears on his face. I suppose I have. If you find the rat in my midst and bring them to me, I'll give you some of the black powder as payment. Seems like more than a fair trade, yes?
What do you think, Q?
Wow, Hughes has really just gone down a very dark path lately. I mean, nonchalantly offering a bribe, working with pirates. My God, man.
Gwydion will
That little
Gwydion will lean over to Q. I imagine you want this to be done cleanly. You want him brought in alive, and I think that's fine. I assume he just wants it. Not literally, is it?
Right. Seems to be a price.
I think that's his way of saying, yes, we do it. Let's like turn around, gaze out the doors. It's going to be a lot of interrogations.
I have a few suspects myself,
Oh, good.
but to get someone into where they need to go, I need not to question their loyalty. And although I wouldn't call you loyal to me, I can be just as sure you're not loyal to the ones you're going to investigate. There are two people residing at Free Harbor that have stretched my trust recently. The first is a Harpy's Moss merchant, the name of Amarin. His ship is but a few down. I say he's a Harpy's Moss merchant because it's his primary wear here, but in reality he's an expert smuggler that I use to fill mainland orders. He's been coming up short on profits, claiming that it's been getting harder to smuggle goods into the Isles than it used to. But I believe he's pocketing the extra gold for himself. The other is a captain by the name of Haven Moss. She is an old friend of mine. She hadn't made too much of a habit of running by the harbor, but maybe once or twice a year, until the last few months. At first, she would come by 1 week, stay a day, and leave. But she now lay in harbor for the 12th consecutive day. Moreover, she's made an effort to apply herself into the administration of the harbor. Needless to say, I find this suspicious at best. Now, Amarin isn't going anywhere. Ship's name is the Sea Breeze Mist, firmly locked between some of the other vessels. You'll know it when you see it. He keeps a watchful eye over his ship. He's assured this is force of habit, but I feel he's hiding something. He's a smuggler. That's what he does. It'll be quite the task to get on the ship without him knowing it. Never mind being unsupervised if he does. I would shaggle at night, but truth told, no one has ever seen the man to sleep. The best chances of getting into the ship is to make a purchase. After that, there's no telling how it would go. As for Haven, she is docked on the southern side of the harbor. Ship by the name of the Vagrant Tide. She's been away from her ship most days, seeing to disputes and helping keep order here. However, her crew maintains a strict routine of maintaining and manning the ship in case she decides to leave. Lucky for you, there's a clear way into the ship that may be less guarded. On their last voyage, they say they caught ballista fire from a patrolling Imperial peacekeeper. Blasted a hole in the hull. We hadn't the supplies to repair. Doesn't stop it from sailing, but it'll be more than enough to get you into the ship undetected. Otherwise, I suppose you could try to talk to her while she's away. You recognize her as a tiefling woman. Head shaved clean, horns coming out the front of her head, raising up at a slight curve. She'll be wearing a blue coat with white feathers at the trim.
Sounds very patriotic.
Surely.
Well, I don't do anything without the go-ahead from the rest of my crew. It's just like looking at Q. What do we all think of this assignment? Some investigation, potential interrogation for the black powder.
I mean, it sounds like a good deal to me.
Seems that we can ask some questions of individuals and find out more about the locale.
Good. It seems to me that you have enough to work off of. I'll leave you be.
Very well, and thank you for your generosity, Harbor Master.
He just gives you a slight nod and like waves you off. With that, you all leave the Harbor Master's chamber, tasked now with finding a mole in his operation. And as you begin to step out and try to just figure out what you're going to be doing, you feel a drop of water on your head, and then another, and another. And eventually, full-blown rain overtop all of you, where there had once been clear clouds.
Oh, it's a terrible day for rain.
Somebody pissed off Mistress of Storm and is not a good omen.
Now, you can begin your investigation and see where it leads. It does seem like he'll give you some black powder for your troubles, but it is hidden somewhere here.
Yeah, let's raid pirates. That's a great idea.
I don't want to piss off the city of Free Harbor. I
Well,
want to.
here's
I
the
would like
thing,
to have a
guys.
good reputation here. Actually, as a crew that gets things done, I would like to
But-
have a favor to pull in.
All right.
You do
We do really good.
have a changeling who can just become one.
We have the means to do a lot of things, and I'm glad that I decided to swap out a lot of my combat spells for non-combat spells this go around because I think they'll be useful.
We don't have a timeline, right? We don't have a deadline for anything.
Not particularly.
No,
He might. I mean, you know, there is no set deadline to do the thing.
Yeah, so that's great.
We can't just leave and come back 4 months later. This isn't allowed.
Yeah,
It might be frowned upon.
Yeah.
I'll be up front. I'm not super keen on finding the mole.
But is Q
I'm
okay
more-
with hijacking it?
No, I'm not.
It's a dilemma.
I am. How do I put this?
Should we talk about this in character on our boat?
Yeah, like, you know, next week we should probably talk about it in depth in character, but the gist of it is I think he's gonna narc on the whole fucking island.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
I kind of figured that was gonna go that route anyway.
The way with the most honor? I don't know.
I feel like that's the least honor.
It depends on. I mean, you know, subjective, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
like
On no honor among thieves.
But that's the thing, Q's not a thief.
Why couldn't we have just kept Q on the boat?
Nah.
City
that's,
is owned by
that's my initial
Concord.
gut reaction, right? Like I had a brief moment of like a brilliant idea to put it all together, but like the find the mole and turn them in thing, or work with the mole to be embedded thing, like those are the two options that are kind of presented to us, right? And I'm really thinking about like trying to find the one in the middle, and I
Well,
don't
we
know.
got
how to
time to
find
figure it out.
I
but I
mean,
got a week to find it.
We'll figure it out.
Jesus.
All right.
The joys of bringing
Well,
a freaking paladin onto a
me-
freaking pirate hideout.
I,
Let me put it to you like this: there were like 5 different ways you could have gotten to Free Harbor, and of all the ones, I did not expect you to actually do the one that involved the shady merchant, Marty.
It's really good.
yes.
I mean, he's a nice guy.
I'm excited. I mean, there's some shit. There's still ways that this can fractal out a bit. There's a lot of there's multiple paths through this. You don't have to feel like you're being forced down a particular route. There isn't one.
I'll
Hopefully you
give
get
a disclaimer warning. There's probably more moral conversations ahead of, like, you know, not killing prisoners and stuff.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, yeah, we're probably not gonna, like... I don't plan on killing anybody. I specifically removed Fireball today from my list of prepared spells.
Though, in all honesty, if things
We're in
went
a place
south,
with
this would be like the one place to use Fireball. Period.
I mean, I was thinking about it. I was like, there's like black
I'm just
powder.
saying.
I mean, one of these ships has black powder on it.
And God
Yeah,
knows
hell
that's a
for
great
that.
way to find out which one. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well,
Locate
well,
object.
It's
I gotta be
familiar.
familiar to it, yeah.
Yeah.
I just needed to
What
read
does
the
that
spell.
even mean?
I've had this prepared the whole sea voyage.
God, if we could just get you familiar with even just a bit of it. Oh, man.
That's pretty good.
Okay. So that's kind of just what I'm thinking, to give everybody a heads up on, like, future path, I guess.
We're not surprised.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm about to say, most of us, I'm pretty sure we're expecting this.
Yeah, I figured that you guys wouldn't go. Oh, yeah, I mean, let's just go find the mole, kill her, and you know, whatever.
I was just
Nah.
gonna turn her in.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean,
Spoilers, the mole's a girl.
Oh shit! Turn her in anyways. Who cares?
What if the mole is one of my past lives? Who would have suspected?
that would be
So it
hilarious.
always comes back to this.
Wasn't one of your past lives a pirate?
Uh oh.
What if it's a mole
He was on a
his
ship.
cheek?
That too. It was right in front of him the whole time. You never realized.
Keep out, Captain. Clearly
mean,
being set up as an antagonist.
You got two suspects. Might be worth checking them both out.
Who's being set up as an antagonist?
Captain
Hey, this man's a
Goldeneye.
fire ganassi, right?
Huh?
This man's a fire ganassi, yeah?
I mean, he didn't have red skin like. I mean, his eyes were like just
Okay.
this vibrant golden light coming from inside them.
Asimar.
Could be.
A spell, perhaps.
That could be
I
a
wasn't
lot
sure
of
if
things.
we were doing a Marish accent or if we were doing a
I was
ganassi
trying to
accent.
specifically do your Marish accent.
I got
Right.
some Connery. I felt it.
Maryland has a bunch of different accents.
Hello.
Yours
Yeah.
would be South Marish.
It's like southern New England, you know. kinda-
Gwydian's is supposed to be East Marish. Bjorn's is North Marish. High
Well,
Marish
what
is
the
technically West
Maryland.
As someone who lives in Virginia, this is very confusing whenever you talk about Maryland.
Yeah.
I didn't do this on purpose.
No, it's fine.
And then
Like,
there's
oh,
this-
the people of Maryland have a lot of accents, and I'm like, there's Baltimore, and then there's
You know what I'm gonna do for the next campaign that I DM that Nathan's in specifically?
God. I hope
Okay.
not.
I don't.
So there's the northern dialect, the southern dialect, the western dialect, the eastern dialect, and we also have this mid-eastern and midwestern dialects that kind of sound similar, but there's very distinct differences.
Takes place on the continent of Virginia.
Yes, Matt.
Only puzzled.
Oh, you bastard! Don't do that
That's
to poor
why I
Nathan.
said-
All puzzles.
Oops.
You must go to the city of Baltimore.
Baltimore.
That's the BBEG.
No, the BBEG is Florida. Florida.
Oh
Florida.
God.
It's the rapper Flo Rida.
The Catholic evil of states.
That's who it is.
I'm in a pirate city. I should just go around asking if they knew my grandma,
And
honestly.
he lives in the great city of Reno.
Honestly, it's weird. Dorn actually has a really kind of weird plan for actually both suspects, oddly enough.
Jordan has a weird
Hey,
plan. Color me
You're a
surprised.
rat.
You know what my
No.
first reaction was?
Hmm.
My first reaction, since the one lady is supposed to be keeping the peace,
Yeah.
is to
What?
create a disturbance.
I was thinking that too.
I mean, that was part of Dorn's plan.
Heinrich and I already have an idea.
Oh no.
Also, I mean, they have a ship with a giant hole in it, and Jordan is a carpenter.
Bad combination of ideas.
Oh man, there's a lot. This
That's
is
true.
interesting.
That's an interesting idea. Jordan could be like, you'd be like, "Hello, did you hire a carpentry service?" And you go around the back and just hop in. You see-
It's okay, Jordan, bring own tools. I just pull out my warhammer. By the way, do you have nails and wood?
We're gonna disguise ourselves as a carpentry service, as a ship repair service. We'll just be going around like doing the contracts, like, yeah, I see the problem. You got a big fucking hole in the ship. That's gonna be about
You know what the problem will be though? Is Q will actually take the job seriously.
No, that's
no,
perfect.
that's good. That's good. You do that, and
When
we
they
sneak
insight check
around
you,
and
when
look
they
for,
insight check you, they're like, "Oh, he wants to do a good job."
and we look for her secret diary of mole endeavors. I guess that she keeps. Like, dear diary, today I sold contraband secrets.
Okay,
Of, like,
so who's gonna
harbor
sleep with the captain so that they can?
You, right?
No, what?
Obviously, the warlock has to do it.
Leora is innocent. Senna is innocent.
I brought a jar of tentacles for the bedroom.
I'm thinking about branding it Bad Dragon.
No.
This is Hans.
This
To go
is
now.
Hans.
So goodbye, everyone.
Yeah,
But,
I
Yeah,
got
next
to.
week. This should be exciting.
That was gonna be hilarious.
I'm glad that you're excited because, like, I had like weeks prepared ahead in advance, and then you guys decided to go and get black powder, and then I had my kid, and I had like 4 weeks to plan for black powder, and I used all 4 of those weeks planning for black powder.
I
Nice.
love me some subterfuge.
Let me tell you, there's layers to this one,
I bet.
God, I love
Okay.
onions.
and you skipped 3 of them by going to the black market.
Always gonna happen.
Naturally.
I mean, I am glad. I mean, I was honestly like, man, this is a really interesting way to do this particular thing. But let's be real. They obviously wouldn't just go looking for someone who was shady, but here we are.
All right. See y'all next week.
Yeah.
Good God. How we end up in this freaking Pirates of the Caribbean bullshit. Anyway, guys, that's it for this session of the Esterisle Cartography Guild, and as usual, I hope you all enjoyed. And if y'all did enjoy, a great way to show the support, as always, by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, sharing it with your friends. And this caught your eye, and this caught your interest, just tune in next week to see what the hell happens next, because God knows. Oh, so many opportunities for this crap to go south. Anyway, once again, though, thank you all for watching, and as usual, cheers to those that love us, the losers that lost us, and as always, the lucky sons of bitches that get to meet us. And we will catch you all in the next video. See you then.